Hi, welcome to Crunchy Birth Vibes. I'd like to apologize to my subscribers because, of course, after I made my very first video, my phone decided to cross the rainbow bridge, and so it took weeks to get a new one. So here we are, weeks later, making the second video. I'm actually going to tell this story in 3 separate videos. So there's going to be a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3. This video is about her brother, and her brother's name was Tyler, and he was my infant birth loss due to factor 5, which I did not know that I had at the time. So I'll go ahead and start with just a briefing of the labor and birth story. He was my first, and I decided to do hypnobabies with him, just the same as I decided to with her later on. Everything was going normal. There were no signs of distress from him. We had the handheld fetal monitor. He never showed any dips in heart rate. He never showed abnormalities or showed that he was in distress of any kind. I was in labor for about 36 plus hours. It may have been closer to 48. I'm a little fuzzy on the timeline. I do know that my water broke at 2:30 a.m. and that he was born at about 10 o'clock the next day. So, and I pushed for about 2 hours off and on total. You can see why me getting videos done today is a little difficult. Somebody doesn't want to nap at all today. Anyway, so I experienced all kinds of things throughout this labor and birth, even though I still wouldn't say that there was any pain. Hypnobabies is certainly a godsend. I was not in any pain, but I will say it's always effort. Always. Labor and birth is always an effort, and I was definitely putting mine in with this one. He was my first, and I had a lot of factors working against me that I wasn't aware of at that time. I was experiencing exhaustion. My midwife was giving me B12 shots. I also, he had been so deeply engaged for so long that my ability to pee was compromised too. So, luckily my mom was there, who's a nurse, and she cathed me twice while I was in labor with him. And, again, he showed no signs of distress the whole time I was in labor until he was born. He was born and he had an abnormal color and he was not breathing on his own. 911 was immediately called. My midwife was doing her CPR training on him right away. And he just never became responsive. He was taken away in an ambulance, and that's where things quickly became sad, and we figured out just how serious everything was. If you want to continue the story, I'm going to make another video that continues the story. Yeah. Keep following if you want to hear the rest of the story.